everyone, welcome to Hi everyone, welcome back to Poms. Hope we're all doing really well. We're midweek, it's the mid-season draft. Can't wait to get into it. I've got 6 guys that you're going to be looking out for this week. Tonight at 6:30 on the AFL app, I believe. And I've got 6 blokes here that I'm really excited about. And if you are a fan of another club, if you guys pick these up, that should be a very exciting. Bit of housekeeping. If you are new around here, please drop a like, please drop a subscribe. It does help the channel out. We're smashing them out at the moment. I can't thank you enough. Road to 3,000 is way underway. So thank you for all the support. You can go a step further and help the channel out, become a member. We do things like sponsor Domaku, Shango, lots of content around that as well, and a bit of inside what happens at Cal and things like that. So it's a real good community. So if that's something that interests you, link is in the description. And if you are returning Pomnoza, hit that like button. Let me know that you're here. Welcome to you. And let's get into it. So the first guy we're going to look at is someone that probably will come as no surprise. He's featured in this. Definitely, I would say we'll go pick 1 or 2. Probably to Eagles, although they have come out and said that Culley feels like they've given him donuts, which is very interesting. But is a very, very top-end talent, so he will end up pick 1 or 2. If it is North, though, they've got one hell of a player. Averaging 24.5 touches, 3.5 marks, 3.5 tackles, and 2 goals. The Dandenong Stingrays guy has really put in a lot of effort to be in this position. Spent a lot of time forward last year. At 19 years old now, though, 193, 87 kg frame. He's worked really hard on speed, which was his big thing. Evidently doing 100 ground ball gets, according to his coach in an interview this week, in his back garden with his family. He's a real student of the game and someone that's really come into it. Great decision making, a very keen eye for goal. Injuries held him back a little bit. This year it's limited him to 2 games for the Stingrays. 24.5 touches though, like we say, he finds the pill. And he's been a real dominant force for the Stingrays when he has played. He will play straight away. He's got the craft. He's got the frame. In the Colgate game, he had a 4-goal first half against Vic Metro. But it's definitely that midfield, that ability to break away from the stoppages. That he's got a real good body work as well. Uses his frame exceptionally well. And he's someone that will really slot into a system. I think for me, if the Eagles don't take him, that is mental. But he will be gone first 2 picks, and he is a real talent. Now, will the Eagles look at him being a Victorian and say, well, you know what, bit of a flight risk, and there's another guy that they may look at and take exceptionally early that is featured in this show today. But if they don't, it's North's game. This is probably the top-end talent, and you always look at someone who is 19, 20, the later years and see what they did from the draft year to now. It's a real good indicator of what's in here. And that is why in the NAB draft, someone that covers it a lot like myself, you see a lot of guys 30, 40, 50 who really do excel. Who really excel quite quickly because they've got that mind and that application, that mental application. And it's something that you can't teach. Dedication is. And you've got to remember, just to put you guys and girls in the framework of what a footballer thinks, they have played junior football, probably been put on a pillar. First choice, first name, big personality in the dressing room. And they shift to the seniors where really they're nothing. They're starting from ground. And for every Sam Walsh work ethic, you have other guys that really don't have that work ethic. But Jai has really shown, a bit like Liam Stocker, where he pre-draft employed fitness guys and really tried to work on what was the elements of his engine. Jai Culley's got that. So I think he will be a guy that will really take the world by storm. And I expect him to be probably in everyone's Supercoach team as well. From a Supercoach perspective, this guy is it. And the fact that he gets the ball inside 50 4 times, he does work back behind the ball as well. He's a real little attacking threat, so a real one to watch. The next one we're going to look at is the young man himself, 22, mid-forward, 189, 88 kgs, West Adelaide superstar Josh Carmichael. Now, this guy here will probably go to Adelaide if he's there. I suspect Essendon, though, will have a sniff at this guy. I could even see maybe North, but I don't think it's a need for them. But this kid here is supreme as a footballer. Really taking the game in West Adelaide to a new level. 24.9 touches, 4.9 marks. As you can see there, 4.5 tackles, 1.1 goals, 3.6 inside 50s as well. Real clean hands, loves his contested football. Now, the big knock on him is speed, right? And that is a niche word in the AFL. When you're looking at these players, particularly inside midfielders, it's kind of that thing, isn't it? Oh, he's not fast enough. One thing about Josh that I'll say is the speed element of his thinking negates the actual sheer raw speed. He's a really, really solid footballer, and he's playing for a side that at the moment is not very good. And he's really standing out, and he's really showing that he's up there. He's looking to make the fight. He can slot across half forward as well. He loves a goal. Goal kicking mids, I think, will negate any issue with speed. But he's a really strong boy. And he's shown throughout his career that if you look at the improvements when he's played from then to now, they are really night and day. And that 2.1 goals with the 4.6 inside 50s and 3.6 rebound 50s. He works both ends of the ground as well. He stays in the game. He's a pure inside mid, but he has got that ability, see Josh DeLuca. Someone may think, slotting forward a little bit as well, because that goal kicking now is good. I could see him maybe looking at a pressure forward role as well in the interim if people want someone who's ready now while they develop that side of the game. But he's as close to complete and as good to go as possible. I think it would be a waste. But I think Bombers will pick this guy up, and he really does suit what they're looking for and looking what they will look to build. He's a very, very complete footballer, and one person that you will be looking out for. Think of Newcombe and his influence. Very similar type of influence that you could see. Next cab off the rank is Wade Derksen. This guy is the perfect little acquisition. Can pinch hit in the RUCK as well. 7 hitouts this year for Peel Thunder in the waffle. He's ready-made. 195 centimetres, 90 kgs. He's that real type of football you're looking for. 20 years old. He's really, really, really solid. And when he has played 15.7, just the 3 games I might add, but 15.7, 4.7 marks, 3.3 tackles, 2.3 goals, 2 inside 50s as well. He does like to slot just outside 50 and be a conduit. He is a real student of the game as well. This is a guy that has really, nothing's too big, nothing's too hard for him. He's played in Northern Territories, over here, in the VFL, now playing in the waffle. He's travelled around, he's gained the experience, he's done the graft, as they say. He's a bit of a grafter, and he's a guy really here that there could be an argument, pick one, that West Coast take him. Obviously, with Kennedy and Darling, they've got Oscar Allen out for the year. It might be someone that they look at and go, you know what, let's have a sniff because he's here locally. I've got him, though, roughly sliding. I think that after them two, they're really obvious ones, the first 2 clubs who are desperate need. I think he may slip, and he's one of the guys that I think may slide if he doesn't go pick 1, and that's to 9 to Collingwood, a team that really want him, and this really need this type of player. He's a real complete forward, and he's got it all, really. He's very good in the air, very strong, and the big thing is he knows where the onion bag is. He knows where to kick goals. He's a really, really strong player and a guy that's really developed. And if I was a recruiter, I'd be looking at players like this who have really tried to hone their wares around the state leagues as well. He hasn't just been like a lot of young footballers who would go, right, creature comforts. He has actively tried to get on the list, and it's shown in his game. A very, very good footballer, and Wade is one that I'm definitely looking out for because I think he's a very, very complete football wheel with a lot of upside. Really excited about this kid, Matats Elnor, playing for the Bull Ants. He's been around as well. Caroline Springs as well was his former club. 192 centimetres, 83 kgs. He's that kind of third intercept defender, if you will, with a little bit of zip as well and a little bit of rebound place. Playing for a side, really, in the VFL that are in a development stage. So he's used to being under the cosh. Can do the rolls, lock down, can also look for the intercept, which I think is his real pillar of his game. I think his ability to really look for that energy. And halfback, 20 years old, 192, 83 kg, so he's about the right side. He's ready to go. He's got all them things that you're looking for as well. Good field kick. He's got real good vision, looks to set the game up as well. As you can see, 17.9 touches, 6.3 marks, 2.6 tackles, 5.6 rebounds. Real standout there, and he spent a lot of time as well at the Culley Academy as well. So he's part of that. So he's really AFL ready, real switched on young man. And he's someone that I think will really be there or thereabouts very early on. Looking at my draft board, I've actually got him. It will be interesting this because I actually think Massimo D'Ambrosio will slide a little bit, and I think GWS will go for someone like Hugo Halcalhan, dependent on what happens with Ajay Cullen. If he slides, this draft board could go crazy. But I've currently got him going to Geelong, and I think he suits what Geelong need, to be honest. There's a lot of players that have been trialled in that role, and I think it really gives them options. I think when you see what Tom Stewart does, it allows them to play a bit more aggressive, and then it gives them another interceptability just in the back pocket maybe, and get him to slide in that way. Because I do think that Stewart is starting to show how good he is with the use of the ball. So I think he's a real ready-made player, and look out for this kid, because I think this kid here is absolutely dancer, is what I'm saying. Really look out for him, particularly in your super coach as well, because he's the kind of guy that could go big. A very, very complete footballer already, and someone that has made massive strides in his game. And in the Northern Bull outside, a side that does hemorrhage inside 50s against, he's really stood up well, and it's a real eye-opener. Really enjoy this kid, and he's got something about him. Bit of X factor. Carlton, sure, would be rude, wouldn't it, not to have Carlton's boy-elect Sammy Durdin. What can I say about Durdin? Carlton are definitely going to take this guy. 25 years old, 199 centimetres, 98 kgs. Playing for the Gllenn Eagles side, and Sandford was a really good place to look at for me, because it's a real hard, tough league, and it's one of the understated leagues, I think. I don't think it gets enough coverage, but 14.9 disposals this year, 5.4 marks, 5.5 rebound 50s, and a real interesting one here, 84% disposal efficiency. Elite by foot as well. Elite by foot. A very kick heavy. Just 11 of them touches are kicks as well. So he really looks for that. Real strong body work, one-on-one. He's really developed his game at Gllenn Eagles since the North. And he's playing almost identical roles to Jacob Whittaker in where he is looking for that backstop. He's come across the Sandford guys and really got a massive winning record, and the Sandford is littered with AFL, ex-AFL experience, top-end key forwards, and he's really good to go. Now, for me, this is the logical sense. It's not the exciting one, but it's a logical pick for Carlton, and he's a guy that really will do a job straight away. The question marks when he was there first have been really answered. He's worked hard on his game. You can see the development clearly, particularly in his footy IQ and his decision making. Real cleanness about him as well. He finds space. He's not rushed. He's good under pressure, and he really looks to build attack in defence, which is really important and a big part of Whittaker's game. He's ready made for Carlton, and I think Carlton will take him with the first selection. I can't see them taking any risk. I know a lot of the pundits think Carlton may have a sniff, whoever's best available, and there's been links with wingmen. Don't see it. I think that would be a really counterproductive methodology, because just looking at how the draft is formulated next year, your second round picks are going to have a lot of talented wingmen. So I think it's a safe pick for Carlton, because you'd imagine Oscar McDonald's not there, and he's an upgrade in my opinion on Oscar McDonald through reliability. Real longevity about this guy, and his season this year needs him back on the list. And welcome to Carlton, Sam. Good luck, mate. And we end with probably my favourite person in the draft, Maxi Ramsden. I'm a big fan of this kid, and there's a reason why. So we know that Pom loves a Sandy Dragons player. It's no secret. I think if you followed me enough, you know that there's always one. But perfect age, this gentleman, 19 years old, 202 centimetres, 86 kgs. He is insane. He's insane. Just to tell you a little incident about him, ran 6:04 in the 2K time trial, which Matt Rowell ran in 6:17. So he's got an engine, but he can also move. He's very, very, very athletic, real strong in the air. Currently this season, he's played the 6 games for Sandy. 14.3 touches, 1.5 tackles, 3.2 marks, 17.5 hit-outs, half a goal a game. Gets it inside 52.5. Does do what the modern-day ruckmen do as well. He likes to slide behind the ball, but also rest up forward. Not many deficiencies about his game. He's really grown in the last year. Real good upside, though. Real high ceiling. And someone that can play on the deck, but also play aerially really well. Real clean as well in his methodology. He's a proper ruckman as well in the terms that he looks to get the game going as well. He's real good ruck craft as well. I really like this kid. Really, really like him. I think that GWS have been linked with him. I do think he'll end up at Gold Coast, though. I've got a sneaky feeling that he will. I think that he really suits what they've got, and especially when you look at their ruck stocks and you look at what you've got with Whitt. You'd say Whitt probably has a year or so. This guy slots straight into that system. A real, real strong competitor, and someone who has gigantic upside as well. Real big ceiling in this kid. And the lengths he's gone so far have been astronomical in improvement. But real high ceiling, and someone that gives me a bit of Luke Jackson vibes. I think he could do a job very early, being slotted in as that auxiliary ruckman. But real solid player. Like I say, 202, 86. He's not far off that perfect frame to be able to stand at AFL. Probably 6 months in the system. And then next year, you'll probably go again. But a very, very, very good footballer. And definitely one to watch. And definitely, if you're in any dynasty league, someone that you'd probably sniff in this draft. Real exciting player. And I'm really excited. And think about North Melbourne last year. They took some punts. I wouldn't be surprised for teams to take punts on this kid either. Do you know what I mean? They took someone that was maybe many people thought was early, but ruckmen have a high success in this draft. High success of being picked up, and there's a reason. Ruckmen take a while to develop, and go back to what we talked about Jai earlier in the show. The improvements he's made and the measures he's put in place show a boy that wants to play footy, and that will excite recruiters and excites me. So there we have it then. Stay tuned. I will be doing a few just on Twitter and Insta as well, just throwing some out there. But any questions, hit them in the comments. They're the 6 guys that I really like this draft. There is so many others to mention as well, but these are the 6 that really caught my eye throughout the scouting reports and things like that. So let me know what you think. Make sure you like and subscribe. Give it a share as well to your friends of other clubs. And until next time, Pommy out.